Yo guys, what is up? It is your boy JamesTheAce. Welcome back to another video. Today, boys, the return to YouTube, because we're reacting to the KI Live that just happened recently, in case you don't know. For about 7 or 8, maybe 10 minutes max, they were talking about PvP, and a lot of things that they were talking about were things that I want to give thoughts on, because me personally, especially like on Twitter and stuff like that, I've been really trying to get this information from the devs, and they finally told everybody that they're going to be implementing these things that you know, the community and me personally have been asking for. I think it's worth talking about, to be honest, because I think that there's a lot of things that they're going to have to implement slowly, and they have been saying that they're going to implement these things slowly because, you know, it's not going to be the best idea to just dump everything at once and then start making a bunch of changes, because then it's just going to be too much to pander to and things are going to get out of control. But I might be pausing the video here and there to give my thoughts on things, but hey, let's jump into this. Alright, fam, both earbuds in. I want to hear every detail, alright, because y'all know I've had it. Alright, let's go.
Okay, so we got Will's question done. Thank you, Will. Don't forget to contact us. Should we just go to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Pick another one.
Sooth B. That's Sooth and then B. I don't know what the last name was. Are there any more plans for future changes towards making PvP being fair at all levels, such as through matchmaking or spell balances?
I'm going to hands off this one. I'm going to hand it off to either Ratbeard or Magnetic. Go.
You want to hit that one? You want to start that one out, Ben, or do you want me to go in on it?
No, go ahead. You can start.
Yeah, so there's several points to that question. I know we've been working hard, and we mentioned this before, but we are looking at the matchmaking system and how people get into matches. We started organizing sort of criteria and how we want to organize people. We're going to start looking at maybe a tier system, and then look at players' rank. We're going to look into a rating, you know, more emphasis on the ELO system. We're obviously going to be a lot more strict on levels, and we're going to add some other features.
Okay, I want to stop right there, because that is basically what the majority of my argument, that like mainly like the main focus on the PvP update should be heavily surrounded around the idea that level 60s who have around 1.3k rank, I'm just using level 60 as an example because my fans know that legendary was my, you know, was my my forte. Pretty much dominated that level for years and years and years. You know, should not be going up against level 110s or 130s or 120s with Abominable Weaver or FFA or that Myth Snake spell. I'm not even keeping up with the new lingo of the spells or whatever, but that's insane. So just thank you. I know specifically like Ratbeard and Magnetic have been on Twitter listening to mad feedback from the community. I know that Jay has been a major, the real Jay has been a major focus, and has been their major, I guess you could say, like inside intel on how the PvP scene has actually been working and what needs to be fixed. So shout out to Jay as well, because I mean, like, without him kind of being our gateway to the devs, I mean, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But thank God they're fixing that, dude. That, oh my God.
In there, such as, you know, potentially looking at your win streak, how many matches you've played recently, who you've played against, a big history list and things like that, because we want to make sure. Okay,
that's going to fix boosting.
Not only fair and balanced matches, but you're also not going against the same, you know, cycle of people. So we're going to find sort of ways to get more variety in on that. And I know there was
another thing. For this to actually work, people have to come back, because the way PvP is right now, I don't even think there's more than like 3 or 4 pages of people, which when you think about it are only like, I want to say maybe 20 people, actively doing ranked, and then didn't they like take tickets away from tournament like at the moment, right? But like how many people are you actually seeing doing PvP? Probably not that many. So in order for this to work, people have to come back, and a lot of that is, you know, not only on the devs but the community too. And they say something like that towards the end of the KI live. I know that I watched more of the end than the beginning, because I had like work stuff going on, but you know, like a lot of that is just heavily on the community. So if the community decides to come back, then and the updates are good, then this sort of thing, you know, will work.
Another part about spell balance. We're definitely working through spells here and there as we go. I know we've made some adjustments already. And, you know, for the next sort of big...
Oh! Alright. Why? Dude, just... I don't know. In my opinion, the change was pandering. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't complained about it before, but I still think it's pandering. And then they went and nerfed, what was it, like, they went and nerfed Metaburn 2, and at first I didn't understand the change. Like, I just recently asked on Twitter, like, what that change was even, like what that even did to the spell, and somebody was like, yeah, so instead of losing, like, 3 actual power pips, they actually lose the amount of pips the cards should say they lose. So they actually lose just, like actually 3 pips this time instead of 3 power pips. So they lose a power pip and a white pip. And if they didn't already have those pips, then one of their power pips gets converted into a white. And I was like, yo, that is dumb, bro. Like, oh my god. I mean, whatever. Alright, play it.
Milestone, we're looking at, you know, some of the shadow enhanced spells. Some of the ones that are a little stronger.
Okay, those need nerf.
Sort of Weaver and Glowbug.
Yep, okay.
Big ones. Or
Ice is mad. Ice is mad.
Abomination, or Abominable Weaver, I think is the term for the ice one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to look at those kind of outlier ones and see what kind of adjustments we can make. And then obviously...
Ooh, hey, y'all, hey, hey, y'all getting hit. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but hey, ice is everywhere. Y'all getting hit, fam. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey, that's just fair game. Y'all want to hit balance like that? Y'all want to do balance dirty like that? Y'all keep complaining about lore, talking about nerf this, nerf that. Oh, I can't win because of lore, man. I don't know what counterplay is. And y'all want to keep y'all Weaver, you know, 3,000 damage and get a fucking immune shield back. Like, what? All right.
Go back over time and work through a good chunk of them. And I don't know if you want to go into some more on a few other things, Ben, or not, on what else we've been planning.
Well, I don't want to necessarily spoil anything in advance. Matthew, do you know when we might do another PvP focused roundtable? Do you have any news on that want to discuss? Or
yes, we don't have an official announcement for the next general roundtable, but it will be PvP focused. We've been working with one of our PvP community leaders, and
Jay.
I don't want to say names just yet.
Jay, the real Jay.
I want to get that announcement out there, but he knows who he is, and it's going to be amazing.
Yes,
so
Jay does know who he is.
Coming up next month.
all right. Well, not to take too much. I don't want to spoil anything. We'll talk about it in any greater detail later. Matt Nedick kind of talked about it. We're looking to divide the players up into tiers, where we sort of group players by sort of the major milestones of combat, which would be, you know, whether or not you
this is big,
and whether or not you have shadow pips. But whenever we slice the players up like that, we worry about the queue, the number of players in the queue being too small.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to let players who are from a lower tier, if we can't find you an opponent in your own tier and we match you with someone from a higher tier, we will let you opt in to that match if you want to. So for all the people out there who are, you know, who are lower level and feel like they're capable of attacking some higher level players, we will give you the option to do that if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there. I was kind of thrown off in the beginning because he said tiers, and I thought this was gonna mean like somebody who has a high rank is seen as like an elite warrior, like something other than their like what their actual rank says, and I was like completely thrown off. And what he means is, you know, exactly what he said. Like if you're level 1 through, I want to say 50, they might put it as, you don't really have a lot of access to critical gear. So I don't know if they're gonna make this level dependent or if they're gonna make this quest dependent, because either way it's kind of hard, because there is level 50 gear that gives crit. So I mean, either way you look at it, like obviously that gear is not good. Like you won't find any level 50 crit gear that's good or viable in PvP. So that would be kind of dumb to go into ranked with that. But it's still a thing. So I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. Because if it's quest dependent, I feel like it's better. Because at that point you can still reach a certain level and not pass a certain quest and still get people that don't have access to crit, or people that do have access to crit if you do enter Celestia, you know what I mean, since Celestia is where crit was introduced. But on that topic, you know, shadow spells were introduced in Chrysalis, I think at like level 94, 95, 96. But if you unlock shadow pips, which aren't like exactly, you know, giving you access to Abominable Weaver, but instead giving you access to Shadow Strike and Seraph and Sentinel, does that mean you're eligible to go up against players that have an Abominable Weaver, or that have Fire from Above? You know what I mean? Like, or that have the Polaris spells? How does that work? Because I feel like if it's level dependent, then they will, or if it's tier dependent, then they will. Which kind of bugs me a little bit, because I feel like levels should have definitely a stronger impact than this whole tier system. But it is interesting to see them talk about the tier system and how that's going to play hand in hand with levels, because a big motivation for me wanting to come back was to do level 90 PvP and experience the only good shadow spell being Shrike, and not, you know, the opponent getting a Shadow Pip and Abominable Weaver, and then, you know, half my health is gone and they get a freaking OP shield. So, you know, all that really depends on how this tier system is going to go hand in hand with levels. And another thing, I actually saw a tweet about this somewhere on my feed from one of my friends. They were talking about the PvP community and how basically they really hope that it's a widespread known thing across the community, where people are differentiating shadow transformations and shadow hits are two completely different things. And I hope those don't get grouped together, because that's just going to make any level, like beyond 90, just shadow hits, unless they become no PvP, which would be very interesting. And if that's the case, then they might just ban Shadow Strike too. And if that's the case, what's going to happen with Jades in PvP? I don't know. It's all up in the air right now. They did say that they're going to end up taking this slow, so, you know, we will have to give our feedback. But if I can make a level 90 or 95 and not go up against someone with Abominable Weaver, I will come back. I mean, either way, I think I'll come back, because I can still do level 60 and not get level 100s with Shadow Magic, which would be dope. But at the same time, why do I feel like that sets the precedent that level 60 is inferior? Because it's the beginning of the crit meta, or the crit era. You know what I mean? Like, I would just end up going against some fully geared, overpowered level 80 or 85 who has access to all these new Avalon and Azteca spells and all this extra crit percent or better gear, just etc. All these extra cards, and I'm just like, is it worth? Because they know that they can't get level 100s. Okay, so that is all that they had to say about PvP. This live stream goes on for like an hour and some more. But my overall thoughts: level locking confirmed. Tiers confirmed. Didn't expect that. But I want to press, please make shadow hits and shadow transformations between the Darkmoor arc and the Chrysalis arc of Wizard 101 different. Do not just say shadow pips. Please don't. because that is going to create a meta where being the highest level in a tier is basically going to dominate that tier. You know, unless you just heavily restrict levels, and in that case, I mean, players are just going to have to opt to fight the higher levels in their tier period, because a lot of people are just going to be playing in those higher levels in that tier. But yeah, I can, you know, confidently say that I'm going to keep up with this with these updates, these KI lives, and this dev roundtable that they're talking about. I'm probably going to react to that too. Hopefully, you know, it'll be on a day where I can sit down and actually react to this live, and then upload that live stream. Obviously, I couldn't react to this live. I was planning to, but things didn't work out the way I wanted. But I think the comeback is real, boys. I'm liking what I'm liking what I'm hearing. You know, I think I can give a little feedback on this. I've only been PvPing for about 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? But I might have to gather the boys back and come back, like actually come back, fam. And the reason why I dropped off was just the game wasn't fun anymore. I know you guys are wondering what the hell happened. I left without a trace. You know, things were actually going good when I came back too. These fixes are getting kind of spicy, yo. I can't lie. Anyways, this is going to be the video for today. If you guys enjoyed, want to see more videos in the future, you know what to do. Drop that hot like, drop that sub if you are new, because more videos on the way, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.